DynamicCarStore.com to get the cars. Icons, legends aiming at the stars. Hursty at checkout to save your points. Now your bank account won't be staying empty. DynamicCarStore.com. Use code Hursty. Go on.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games and welcome back to the QPR Career Mode. You joined us at the 1st of January and today we're going to look at 3 games that we're going to be playing today. The first game is going to be a simulated game against Aston Villa in the FA Cup in the 3rd round. Then we've got another cup game against Liverpool, one that we might simulate part of but then jump in for the second half of, because we're actually, I think, in the semi-finals of that cup now. And then we have the Fulham game as well. So we've got 2 cup games, one of which we will be simulating. The Liverpool game, we might sim part of it because it is a cup game which we're meant to simulate. But we'll see kind of what's going on with that. I might decide to just play the whole thing anyway. But then we've got the Fulham game, so obviously a derby for us to play as the final day. But it is also the 1st of January. So in this 1st of January, or in January I should say, we are obviously able to try and pick up a free agent. Now the options that we've been given or that people have suggested have been quite few and far between. But obviously I have been looking at players myself also. And I'm still slightly undecided as who to pick up. Obviously, we could go for Walton just as a free agent potentially to pick up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little look through the pool of players that I had that have 6 months or less on their contract and look to potentially pick someone up. I've also scouted Smallbone. Somebody asked me in the previous episode to scout this guy for potentially someone in the future, so I've scouted him. He's not got, well, even if he has less than 6 months, he's under the age of 23, so I can't get him on a pre-contract. Obviously, we've still got the possibility of Eze at some point down the line, potentially, but I haven't got the coins for him right now. But yeah, there's plenty of very, very good players that we could pick up, but we just don't have the funds. So I want to show you a couple of players that I was looking at that will potentially be able to pick up on a free agent. Now we firstly have Toljan. Now I'm not entirely sure of his rating, but he can play right back or left back, 27 years old. He's currently on 36 grand a week and apparently we'd need to offer around 40 to convince him, which is one of the reasons I wasn't overly convinced of picking him up. And he's only worth about 5 mil. So my thought process is some of the youth players that we actually found in the last episode will potentially be way better than this guy, give a couple of seasons. So potentially going to skip on Toljan, but I thought it'd be worth telling you guys that I was considering him. Obviously, we still have Agu as well, who would be our highest rated midfielder currently. Obviously, the age of 28, so it's going to be a little bit on the older side and not play for too long. But it would mean that we potentially let someone like Dumball go if we were to bring in Agu. So what I might do is if we get an offer in for Dumball, then we might look to bring in Agu as long as he's still got these 6 months left on his contract. And the other player as well, there was another player that had a pre-contract, was this guy here, Lukumi. But again, not somebody I know enough about yet, so I'm going to have to scout him. He could be an option coming in on the left-hand side for us as a left mid, now that we've moved Bright into the middle and we have Chair playing on the left. Chair's been doing really good for us, but going forward, pace-wise, could be something that we need to look at. And El Nawasi, I think, actually does have 6 months left, but it's a bit of a weird one, so I'm going to wait and see what that says, because it says he's got 6 months, and then on this screen, it doesn't. So we'll have to wait and see. That would be a fantastic pickup if we could bring in El Nawasi, though. But before we worry too much about actual purchases, we need to have a little bit of a stress about this cup game. Now, you can see they've got themselves a pretty good team. No Jack Grealish in that side at the moment, but it's going to be a tough game. We're going to go into this. Obviously, we're simulating this one unless I feel the need to jump in at a later point of the game. But hopefully we can do well today. I'm looking forward to seeing if the boys can hold their own in this cup game today against a very good Aston Villa side. One that we did look to sort of raid at the start of this season, as obviously they did go down into the Championship, for those who may or may not have forgotten. But hopefully we can just, again, pick up the easy, well, not the easy pass, but pick up a pass into the next round and see how we do here. Lovely start there. Lyndon Dykes gets himself a goal nice and quickly straight away there against a very good keeper, by the way, in Martinez. I think he's 84 rated right now. So that's a very, very good start for us. Lyndon Dykes picking up that early goal. I'll be honest with you, as much as I want us to win this, obviously, I didn't expect to go straight in and go 1-0 up. I thought this would be a very, very scrappy game, like the last cup game that we simulated and went all the way to penalties. Was that against Watford, I think maybe it was? I can't remember. But regardless, that's a really, really good start for us there. Very, very happy with how we've started. They've got the ball out wide here. They're knocking it around quite nicely on their right-hand side. But we can see Carter Vickers slightly overcommitted there, but we do get the goal kick. That is okay. We've got to be careful. Ibaya, is how I'm going to say that, seems to be getting a lot of the ball on that far side there. Hammerline and maybe someone they see as a bit of a weakness for the team. Now they're working it down on their left-hand side towards our right. They get it out wide here. Got to be careful on this sort of little overplay. Lovely stuff there. Ramsdale plays it out nice and quickly. Now we're on a bit of a count here. Ilias Chair on the left-hand side, cuts inside, plays it to Bright. Oh, Bright tries to play it through to Linden, but the man got himself in the way, and it was a very, very good block in the end. Seems like a bit of an end-to-end kind of game so far, I have to say. Obviously, they've got some very, very good players. You look at the sort of squad they've got, bringing in players like Sanson. Shows obviously they've got a decent enough side, and that's in the Championship as well, let's not forget, boys. So they're doing pretty darn well to have that kind of squad there. That's a lovely ball over the top there. Oh, mate, who was that who played that ball? I think that was Dominic Ball. What an absolute hero, but Linden sadly could not quite get onto the end of it, and we do have to go again from the back and see if we can build up. Honestly, I'm quite impressed. I'm quite impressed. It's been quite a calming game for us. Good possession, good passing. As I say that, Linden Dykes does pass the ball away, but mate, we've looked fairly composed as far as you can tell in the simulated game here. But now we've got to be careful here. Ludwig, 2 against 1. Come on, Ludwig, mate. See what you can do. No one's really come across to help him. That's a great save from Ramsdale. Good stuff from the main man in goal himself. Good headed clearance there. They've worked around again. They're going to try and build it into the box. Good block, good tackle. And we take this ball away now. Elias Chair turns inside. Lovely ball over the top here. Go on, that's Ellis Todd, no? Ellis Todd plays it back. Oh, mate, Bright Side Samuel again. Jogging on the spot in that penalty spot. But we go in at half-time, 1-0 up. 36% possession to their 64. 1 shot apiece. Obviously, our shot finding the back of the net, thankfully. We are going to make a change here. We are going to bring on... I was going to bring on Obafemi. But with how quick of a turnaround this next game is going to be against Liverpool, I'm going to bring on Pepe Ars. Now, I know that's a massive downgrade. I've brought on a 68 rated player for someone who's currently an 86 rated player, which is, by the way, incredible. But we're going to just carry on. We're going to bring on Pepe Ars and see if he can just hold his own there in that central spot. I have to say, Bright did have a decent enough game. A couple of chances missed there. But I believe Pepe and his passing ability, and he's coming straight away and got himself 2 decent passes here to start this attack off. Bring the ball forward. Amos loses out, sadly. But we're going to be careful on this counter. Hammerlinen's been caught out a little bit here. Again, Ibai is how I'm going to say it. Getting plenty of luck and space down that down our left-hand side. But got to be careful to keep them out, because it's been a tricky side that we've come up against. And we're doing okay to hold them off so far. Slightly overcommitted here with Dickey on that right-hand side. They get the ball in the middle. Ramsdale, mate, honestly, he has been so good for us. Again, he's playing at like an 83 right now, so he's doing pretty darn well for himself too. Pepe doesn't quite win that ball over the top from Dykes. And again, you can see the possession-wise, like if you look at the possession, again, we've still got less than 40% possession right now. They really are dominating the play, but we are trying to attack on the counter. And again, we're defending resolutely, which is something that's really good to see that our AI version of the players do. Ball over the top there from, I think it was Ilias that played it a little bit too far for Linden Dykes. Just going to very quickly get some substitutions prepared here. Going to bring on, who am I going to bring on actually? Because Todd is very tired. Obafemi, can you play right winger, mate? He's on a +3 on that right wing. Okay, I'll give him a little bit of game time. Central cam is one of the most demanding sort of positions on the pitch, so probably best to kind of try and leave them on where possible. I'll also bring on Fisher at left back, give Hammerlinen a little bit of a rest, so give Fisher some game times on the left-hand side, and bring on Obafemi for a very tired Todd Kane. But it depends on how quickly that ball goes off the pitch. Those players might not get too much time on the pitch now, with 20 minutes left, absolutely maximum, including added on time. Again, they're just keeping the ball in the middle. The ball has been in play a lot this game. We get the ball out wide here. Ilias Chair, go on, mate. Burst it forward. Get that ball in the box. It's in there. Yo, Linden Dykes makes it 2-0. Let's go, boys. Honestly, it's such a good feeling knowing you've set your team up for a very tough simulated game. It feels so good knowing that the boys have gone out there and got themselves the win really secured with 10 minutes left. I'm fairly confident in saying that I think we can get this. Obviously, the boys have come on the 2 substitutions as well, and will get themselves sort of 10-15 minutes on the pitch as well here. Lovely ball again out to Ilias, but it's a good tackle there from Mings, who's the captain for the day as well, interestingly enough. But yeah, really happy with this performance, I have to say. They've played really well. It's been a very good display for them so far. And again, players like Ludwig, who are a lower rated, Pepe Ars, who's come on, lower rated players, but come on and actually performed pretty darn well and been pretty good against, again, in a simulated game, which is always tricky. But Pepe Ars again to Dykes. Oh, Dykes, if he pulled off a hat-trick in this game, that would have been amazing. But the main thing is, we have absolutely Leicester'd them. And talking of that, I think Leicester actually beat them today as well. The time we're recording this. Timestamp it, everyone. But yeah, very happy with that 2-0. Big win. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the team straight away going straight into that semi-finals. Now, thinking about it, with it being the semi-finals, I think I probably should play this with how important it is to win a trophy, because QPR haven't won a trophy that wasn't the obviously the championship trophy in quite a few years. Let's just put it that way. Jeff Cameron pretty darn happy with this. During the cup, fantastic way to finish his career. Could help win a trophy this season. Okay. Okay, Jeff. You may not be the main man for us, but you know what? You know what? I'll give these guys a chance. You know what? Okay. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm going to give Macaulay Bonne a start. I'm going to give Cameron a start, and I'm going to play the game. I feel like that's the fairest way to do it. I'll play the game, and I'll give them both a start. It's also worth seeing here. Agu has been... Oh, I feel like I want to make this signing. I feel like I want to make this signing. If I'm going to make a pre-contract, and I said I'd probably only make the one, I feel like that's the signing I want to make. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I feel like that's the signing I would like to make. He's a pre-contract. He'd come in at a really, really good rating for us initially. Even for that first season, he'd be a good bit of experience as well in the midfield. You know what? I'm going to try it. If he asks for more than 30, I'm going to say no. That's the way I'm going to run that. If he asks for more than 30 grand a week, I'm going to say no to him because he's currently on just under 10. Okay, let's remove that bonus real quick. Let's bump that to 300, 20 and a bit. I'll be very happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. 20 grand a week is fantastic. And that, I think, just stays within our wage budget that we are trying to stick to anyway. Because, as I said, no more than 30. But that means at the end of this season, Mikel Agu will be joining us and will be with us for for 4 seasons potentially. But he'll probably be with us for a season or 2 and be a very, very good leadership player. Now, I have just seen his traits. Admittedly, I've looked at his traits a little bit late there. I'm fairly sure he has the injury-prone trait. Ah, well, I'm happy with the signing. It is what it is. We're picking him up. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to play this game. And as I said, I'm a man of my word. Cameron is coming and is captain. And Bonne is also starting as well. So, bit of a rotated side. I've also brought Fisher back in at right back for this game. It's going to be a tough one. We're going to see how we do here against what is one of the best teams in the league. So, let's go for it. Let's see how we do. Okay, the first leg of 2 very tough games, obviously, against Liverpool. Today, arguably the tougher of the 2, away from home. Going to be a really, really tricky one. Anfield, again, a stadium I've never been to, but one I would absolutely love to go to. But the Carabao Cup is a really good chance for us to try and pick up a trophy this season. Let's see how we do. Let's see if our dreams of lifting a trophy this season, and Jeff Cameron's apparently, can be made real. Let's see how we do. They've worked the ball out wide here, and Mane is up against Fisher, and Fisher is going to struggle to sort of catch up with Mane anyway, but he stepped in really well there, won that ball back, tried to play it out. Ellis Todd has done really well to keep hold of it too. That's a really good turn as well. We maybe have a bit of a chance to counter. I have to say Fisher and Todd have both done really well between them there to get this ball not just out, but to actually start an attack. And now we've got the ball here with Bright, who is exactly who we need running against Soyuncu, because Soyuncu is not going to catch him. Bright side Samuel always had to turn inside on that right foot. Oh, we've placed it past Alisson. That is a really cool, calm and collected finish from Bright Asaya Samuel, who yet again proves that he has been very important for us in this career mode. And that's a really, really good start. Against Ultimate, it's always tricky when you turn in like that. I don't know if you saw, I did definitely pause for a second when I turned past Soyuncu and cut inside. As soon as I got to this spot here and then cut inside, I just didn't expect to be there, because normally against Ultimate, they read that and you really struggle to take it past them. But Soyuncu today, not on it, and Bright makes it 1-0. Lovely stuff. Oh, they've worked the ball inside the box here. Dickie's done really well to kind of get back, but Salah's on the ball. Ramsdale with a fantastic save there. First real chance from Liverpool, and Ramsdale had to be alert to it, and thankfully was just that. Get the ball here. Jeff Cameron bringing this ball forward quite nicely. Going to try and set away Macaulay Bonne. Not the best of passes, but Soyuncu and Klosterman are nowhere near him. Macaulay Bonne plays it to Ilias. Not Ilias, it's gone to Bright, and Bright has found the back of the net. Bright Asai Samuel makes it 2 away from home at Anfield. In the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, we have gone 2-0 up against Liverpool. Absolutely insane. This goes to show some of the recent episodes when I've been filming and we've been so out of form and not got wins. We turn up today and we absolutely smash it. I have to say, I'm so impressed with the boys. I really think they've done well in this first half. Everything we've done well. We've defended well. We've stopped them. We've limited them to 1 shot, and it was a good save from Ramsdale in the end. We've played so well, man. I'm honestly so impressed and so happy with the boys. First half is coming to an end here, but they have got a chance on the edge of the box here. They're working it round quite nicely. But again, look at that. They're wasting chances left, right and centre. As I said, we have defended and played really well, but Liverpool have not played well at all. And that's made it a really, really easy first half for us, I have to say. I haven't felt that under threat. Most of their possession has been in sort of that midfield third. Then they play out wide and sort of mess about with it until Fisher, Hammerlinen, or one of the two centre-backs come in and win it off them, which is what they've done relatively frequently. And I'm genuinely really impressed with the boys today. I really think the guys have played very, very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Bright off to the right-hand side. We're going to bring on Pepe Ars at cam, and we're going to move, obviously, make Bright a right winger, because for some reason that makes a difference. But I have to say, we're just going to stick with what we're doing right now. The boys are playing very, very well. And, mate, I have to say as well, Jeff Cameron, -3, so he's playing at a 60, has been very, very good. He's kept Fabinho, Koke very quiet. But we're going to jump into the second half, see if we can keep up this fantastic first half performance. And honestly, this gives me real good hope going into the league game against Fulham. I really do think if we play like this, we've got 3 points in the bag in that game. But let's finish this game first. Let's not worry about the next game. Let's finish this one out first. With about half an hour, sort of 25 minutes left on the clock, I have made 2 changes, the last 2 that we can make. I've taken off Carter Vickers, who was quite tired, for Connor Masterson, who is now fully fit. So I thought it makes sense to kind of rotate a little bit, and it means that one of those 2 will still be able to play in the second game regardless, maybe even both if Dickie's too tired. And actually, no, I think that's the only... No, that is the only change I made. I was going to make another change, but I stopped myself, apparently. Lovely bit of play. It gives Bright a side with so much space. Look at the absolute acres of space. Could he get a hat-trick in this cup game? Yes, he can. Bright Asai Samuel, the hat-trick hero in the cup here. We have to take a bow, Mr. Bright Asai Samuel, because in this career mode, he's still in the blue and white hoops and he's playing out of his skin. A hat-trick against Liverpool is not something to overlook. The amount of space I had there, I didn't realise how much space he had until I started running and thought, there is no one between me and the keeper right now. Bright Asai Samuel with 3 goals against Liverpool, and that could see us into the Carabao Cup final, give or take the second leg, which, again, we play like the way we're playing right now. I'm very confident we'll make it. Well, there you have it. A relatively uneventful game after that 3rd goal from Bright, and I have to say, stamina definitely played an effect there because the Liverpool players were poor. I have to be honest with you. I don't think there was a single Liverpool player that really did themselves much justice in that game at all. From front to back, they really did not play well, and it was just very evident. Like, if you saw the stamina partway through, if you were looking at the bottom of the screen and seeing any of the stamina bars, the Liverpool players just had no stamina. It's why it's so important that we are rotating our players as much as we can, because that stamina definitely came into effect today and definitely helped us pick up that win. But that is a very, very comfortable win against one of the best teams in this country, let alone this whole save or anything. Well, there you have it. Obviously a very, very big win in the cup there, but we're on to our first game of the league today, and that is up against Fulham. Obviously a derby, not one I'm going to be simulating anyway. But obviously Cameron did get some game time. Not overly happy, but a little bit happier, I think, because he did actually get into the squad there. And Bond pretty happy for being pretty happy to play, basically, which is what I said he would do. So fantastic. Club have also come in for Ball, which actually, I won't lie to you, would potentially be a good offer for us, because realistically we have got Agu now coming in for next season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delegate and see if they would go up a little bit in price. I would want at least 4.5 mil for him, minimum. 6 being quite a bit, if I'm honest with you, if we manage to get 6 for him. Now, I like Don Ball, but with this being our own career mode and a few things that are going on, obviously we've got some players coming through. We've got a lot of youth players we've got to think about. And this is something that we do have to bear in mind. We have a lot of youth players that are working their way through that we need to be able to get in at some point. I would love Lamb. I think Albie Lamb is going to be such a good player for us in this career mode. Obviously we've got people like Matube who can finally now be called up. All we've got to do is have someone to play central defensive midfielder as well. Plus we've got Agu coming in next season. I think it might be the time. If the right offer comes in for Dunball, I think it's time to accept it. The Dominator might be leaving QPR. Okay, before we get into this game, I want to tell you the offer for Ball broke down. Braga were not happy to pay 6 mil, so my bad. Maybe shot myself in the foot on that one. But regardless, have to say, this is the team to go into it. Our strongest 11 up against what is basically one of our biggest rivals in this career mode, at least with Fulham being one of the closest teams to QPR. Let's see how we do. Let's see if we can win another derby day and keep up what has been a very positive episode for us so far. I don't think words can describe how much I would love to go to the Karen Prince Foundation right now and watch a derby day game. But obviously, health, safety comes first. But QPR Fulham is the nearest we're going to get in this career mode to that kind of feeling right now. Obviously, QPR in real life in some real form. So it'll be good to see if we can keep up 3 wins in a row on this. Would be fantastic as well. So let's see how we do. Let's see if we can get back to winning ways in the league. Let's see if we can win against Fulham. Come on, you Oz. Let's make it happen. They've worked the ball quite nicely here out wide. Hammerlund quite a bit out of position. Can we maybe catch up to stop the cross? We can't stop the cross. Oh, but the save made from Ramsdale. Fantastic. And the second one claims quite calmly. That's a really good start. I have to say, Fulham, first chance of the game for either side. And it wasn't a bad one, but thankfully Ramsdale definitely on the ball today. And now I've taken too long to play that pass, and that is definitely offside. Right, so we're going to play the ball up to Amos. Amos going to play it up to Ilias Chair. Again, you can see the numbers they're getting back in their midfield just seems so busy, and we're losing like possession a lot in that midfield because their midfield is just very, very busy, very, very active, and stopping us from really getting too much time or space on the ball. Like you can see there, that was a tricky one, but now Dyke's got the ball here. We're going to see Bright make that run through. I think he's just onside, is he? I hope so, because that is a fantastic strike. He is onside. Lovely stuff. Bright Isaiah Samuel. That is 4-2 for Bright Isaiah Samuel right now. He is absolutely in the form of his life. Getting a hat-trick against Liverpool is one thing, but to score against Fulham, I would argue that's more important. That is more important. That lovely bit of play there from Dykes, a really good run from Bright, and a fantastic finish. I think they got Sarr, the Portuguese keeper, in goal. Doesn't make much of a difference if Bright Isaiah Samuel is scoring the way he is right now. That is 1 goal in this game. 9 goals, I think it just said, in the league. And, mate, 4 goals and 2 for Bright Isaiah Samuel. He's doing absolute bits. Numbers galore. They've got the ball here. Ludwig has been absolutely left for dead by Beauregard, is how I'm going to say that, but he's turned backwards. If he just kept going, I'm never catching him. Beauregard had the legs on me there. He had the pace and he had the chance ahead of me, but they've wasted that chance now, and Chalobah going to work his way forward. We're going to get the ball out wide to Ellis Todd, who hopefully has the legs on the fullback here. I think he does. Going to whip it into the middle. Bright Side Samuel, surely not. What a save that is from Sarr, the Portuguese keeper. That is a fantastic save there. Mate, that was going to be 5 in 2 games from Bright Isaiah Samuel, but the keeper had other ideas on that one. Probably the last chance of the game here. Robinson's going to try and get this ball up there. Hammerline, and surely he's going to climb up, and surely the ref is going to blow it as we bring this ball away from our box. He does. 1-0 at half-time. Very, very happy with that lead so far. Really good first half. A very entertaining first half. Good chances going both ways. Ramsdale had to be live and alert for that header, and then obviously to save the second one as well. But Bright doing a really good job at taking that ball forward, making himself that first goal, and nearly getting that second one as well. Real shame that cross from Ilias didn't go to Dykes for some reason, locked on to Ellis Todd. I will never understand why, but that apparently is what's happened. I'm going to make a little bit of a change here. I'm going to bring on probably Don Ball for Amos, because Amos is quite tired. So bring on the Dominator at CDM and give him 45 minutes on the pitch. At some point, I'll bring on Obafemi. Not entirely sure who for yet. One of the front four, depending on who's most tired. Probably will be Bright, looking at how tired he is already. But I'll give Bright a little bit longer because he really is playing out his skin. It doesn't make sense to sub him off right now because he's doing so well. Let's just see this one out, boys. Let's try and get a second 2-goal lead. Would be fantastic. 3 clean sheets in 1 episode. I don't remember the last time that happened, so that'll be good to do as well. I got the ball in the middle here. It's a good step forward. That's off the post from, I think that's Armstrong. And that is a good effort from them. I'd stepped out with Carter Vickers. I'd brought Carter Vickers a little bit out of position, which gave Armstrong a little bit of space, gave Dickey a lot of work to do to try and cover that. They're taking off Knockout here, and they're bringing on, I'm not sure who number 26 is. I'm going to have to wait to see who it says they've brought on. But again, that's a really good chance, and that has been wasted a little bit, has hit the post. Good effort, but thankfully wasn't the one to go in. They brought on, I don't even know who that is. I'm not even going to try and say that name, I won't lie. They're making their final change of the game here with 2 minutes added on left to go. Right, Steven Sessignon, their right back, is going off for Dennis Adoy. Obviously, a slightly more experienced player coming on with not too long left. To bring on a right back is a bit of a weird one at 1-0 down. But, mate, lovely interception there from Ludwig. Dickey is going to just pass that ball out, but pass it straight to a Fulham player. Not ideal for us at all. Probably the last chance of the game here. This has got to be one that we defend very carefully. Carter Vickers has been beat. Hammerlinen hasn't. Come on, keep it out. Well done, Hammerlinen, with a good touch there. Off it goes. There it is, boys. 3 games, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets as well, which is fantastic. And Fulham evidently posing the biggest threat in that game because obviously they were very, very difficult for us to play against there. Now, they all look pretty darn forlorn. Does that mean they've gone down? It'll be interesting to see if that's relegation for Fulham. I will double check that. I know they have been in and around those bottom sort of places, but I didn't think they were in the bottom 3. I could be wrong. But I have to say, yet again, Bright Samuel coming in and yet again getting himself a very, very big game. Big performance. Obviously, 2 goals from Dykes in the first game. Other than that, every goal today has been Bright Samuel, and he has had one hell of an episode. Well, there we go. You have to see we are still in 7th place, but a very, very impressive 7th place so far. 22 games in. I doubt Fulham are down after 22 games. It was just the way they reacted. Unless it was just because it was a derby. That could be what it is. They're down. They're in 12th. They're actually not doing too bad at all. I was going to say, I didn't think they were in the bottom 3. Everton now, by the way, in the bottom 3. That'd be really interesting for us next season. See if there's a couple of players that we can potentially nab off of them. But again, right now, 7th place, very, very happy. 4 points off of the top 6, which would be incredible to do. Wolves still up there. Man City still at the top of the table as well. Man United have got a game in hand to potentially take themselves into 3rd, but that is not our concern right now. One thing I'll look at before we finish off today's episode is Renier. We were scouting him. He is currently at Dortmund, I believe, on loan from Real Madrid. He is way too much money. I was hoping to potentially bring him in, but that isn't going to happen anytime soon. But regardless, guys, that is going to be where we end today's episode here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. I really am enjoying filming these right now, so thank you so much for all the support, with the love. If you want to support even more, drop a like on this video. It helps me, the channel, and the video out a whole bunch. If you're new to the channel, then please do hit that sub button. Make sure you turn notifications on as well to be told anytime that we upload a video, or indeed go live with the live stream. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash your hands.
What?
In a bit.
Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, or say hello. Entertain, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty games, yeah, you already know. Hursty games.